Hi, I'm Mark Emily on behalf of Expert Village. In this next segment, we're going to talk about styles in general and what makes a different beer style. If you go to the grocery store, you'll see potentially hundreds of different beers there. And today we're going to talk about what actually makes each one of them different. The Brewers Association and the BJCP, the Beer Judge Certification Program, have developed some basic style guidelines for all the different beers that are available. They've broken them down into what type of ingredients they've had, what the aromas are like, what the flavors, how the mouthfeel is, the appearances, and tried to characterize them so that you can actually say that I've picked up a Miller Lite and this is going to be an American Light Lager. Now there are two major families of beers. First, there are lagers, which are distinguished by the yeast strain that they're used from. They're usually fermented cold, they're going to have nice crisp flavors. Most beers that you will find sold in America are lagers. The other beers are ales, and this yeast strain ferments a little warmer and produces some more fruity esters. And these are responsible for making your pale ales, your stouts, your porters, and a whole bunch of different other ones. So now let's actually go through a beer and kind of look at all the aspects which may define its style. First, you're going to have its color. And the color is going to come through from the base malts as well as the specialty malts. This one is obviously a nice golden color. It's also a little hazy too, but it's also a little fogged up. But it's also got a nice carbonation going for it. And that's what can be driven by your priming sugar. Next, we can actually look at the aroma. So your aroma is going to come also from your base malts, your specialty malts, and then also the hops that you add. And with our hops, the later that we add the hops, the more aroma components they're going to be adding to it. So you're also going to get some of the fermentation products from the yeast. So if the yeast has some nice fruity esters to it, they're going to come through in the aroma. Next, you can actually try the flavor. Now, starting again, the base malts are going to give you kind of the underlying malty sweetness, and then you're going to top it off with the kind of maybe a bready or a biscuity effect from your specialty grains. If you add hops kind of in the middle of your boil, or maybe 10 to 15 minutes out, they can also contribute some flavors, and certain hops, maybe an American hop, will actually add some citrus flavors to your beer. Finally, any of the yeast characteristics, once again the esters, may become evident in the flavor. And finally, you can go for your just overall impression of the beer. The balancing of the hops. Okay, this one is a very clean beer. It's going to actually have a fair amount of malt sweetness. It's a little less bitter, so overall, pretty good. So the bitterness also comes from the hops that you add back at the beginning. Now in the next segment, we're going to get into the details of coming up with our recipe.